powerful skein.
Alcubian. The executor will surely reward me for the new branch of Kabi-based alchemy I bring to our people. Even if it did originate from our sewer water.
Until we tangle again.
A fin of every kind. Oh. My. Legs. You're perfect. Yes. You're a perfect, little, unassuming bib for my work. Alchemy is my trade, and an alchemist is only as good as their ingredients. See these cobbies below? I've been camped out here for weeks observing them. They seem tougher than average cobbies. My conclusion? They must be made of stronger stuff. And I want that stuff. Here's a sack. Fill it up. Fill it up with their innards. As much as you can carry. Fill up the cobby's innards sack.
May your destiny weave well.
That's pretty gross. You dislodge a familiar-looking appendage from the silt. It doesn't seem particularly cobbies, but perhaps a unique specimen will earn you an increased reward from Alcubian. Bring the familiar-looking appendage back to Alcubian.
I am unable to carry more of those.
My strand carries generations of memories. We rise.
Brilliant. Fabulous. A sack brimming with promise, date, and arterial goo.
Fascinating.
Oh. What is this?
We are always watching.
You are what you eat? And these cobbies are eating the strongest Nerubians ever to ascend. Don't mind the marks of moisture on the ground. That's my anxiety sweat.
We remember all. Tread softly, Overbrawler. It is good you are here.
Moonlight gutter swim. An ascended sled. A Kabi's tribe feasting 1 or 2 dozen trueborns or skitterlings, perhaps even a sage form such as myself. But an ascended is a different story. Let us approach this as intellectuals, and use the tools at our disposal to collect more data. What tools do we have? You. You are the tool. An intellectual tool of Kabi's disposal. Dive into the lake's depths. Slay the largest of these creatures or their pets. And of course,
Until we tangle again.
Moonlight Gutter Swim. An Ascended's Leg. A Kabi's tribe feasting 1 or 2 dozen trueborns or skitterlings, perhaps even a sage form such as myself. But an Ascended is a different story. Let us approach this as intellectuals, and use the tools at our disposal to collect more data. What tools do we have? You. You are the tool. An intellectual tool of Kabi's disposal. Dive into the lake's depths. Slay the largest of these creatures or their pets. And of course, bring me their innards. Collect liver seekers' intestines and leg chewer stomach.
We remember all. We rise.
Rescuing the food. While awaiting your innards bestowing return, I observed some fascinating activity below. A consistent train of Kabis are dragging the limp bodies of my kin from the lake's waters and westerly into their cavern. My conclusion? Nerubians are being hunted and stored in the lake for consumption by these beasts. It's not so much for research than it is for civic duty, but I would reward you might be able to save from their fate. Rescue 5 captive Kheti.
Tread softly, overbrawler. We are always watching.
Acquire a target. I must get closer.
You have questions. I know answers.
Any profits I gain from my work goes directly to scientific and alchemical research. As in, I use the profits for myself, and I am an alchemical scientist.
Just so.
May your destiny weave well.
Ah, I must apologize. I realized I yet had another spare innards sac. It only dawned on me once you were away. That aside, well done. Good job. Impressive labors. So on, so on.
You prove fascinating.
Your efforts are appreciated, but I will be rewarding these civic tasks at a slightly lesser pay tier than your scientific ones. Blame my stipend.
Until we tangle again, we rise.
Grand, gutsy solutions. I require one final piece of data. These beasts think. They organize. They coordinate. To be characteristically honest, there's nothing worse than an amphibian with an abacus. My final task for you, bring me the brain of the biggest beast. I need it fresh, and preferably non-liquefied. And, you know, perhaps it will slow them down as well. Collect the brain of Grand Gluttony.
You prove fascinating. Have you come to learn? Tread softly.
Have you got it?
Overbrawler.
Is it leaking?
We are always watching.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Unrelated, the samples you've brought back are disgusting. I'm utterly appalled that you were willing to go without a sack again for the latter portion of our work together. You should really wash your hands.
May your destiny weave well. My memory spans 13 generations.
An Imperial selection awaits your appraisal. Well supplied is well prepared.
Cleo Clear Meadow. Rest here as long as you wish, outsider. No one knows when Bulladar will shift again.
Stock up for next curfew.
What is it?
Hanan. The Haranir eyes you with wary skepticism, just as he casts concerning glances toward the Arthi.
Farewell then.
You again. Curious.
Perhaps we'll meet again. Your path leads you deep, stranger.
Orwenga. So you're still alive. Well. Since you've proven to be decently capable.
Wild guide you well.
Tool of attunement. The Nerubians must have some means of cleansing themselves after black blood exposure. If they did not, they would not have been so successful in their harvesting operation. If necessary, I can pick up on the harmony of this world with ease to restore my mind to this reality. But for your sake and Hanan's, we should probably obtain whatever it is they use. Although we can spare the trouble, if you don't mind the threat of forever splitting your consciousness between two realities. Find a tuning crystal.
The world watch over you. You have come far,
Field research.
stranger.
The Nerubians are harvesting black blood nearby. If allowed to persist, the corruption caused by excavating the veins may spread. It will continue until it consumes everything. I have no intention of sitting and waiting for it to taint the roots. I am trying to learn and understand their methods, so that I may strike at the heart of the operation. You're welcome to join me. If, of course, you would also prefer your world not to drown in oozing pools of black blood. Investigate the black blood harvesting site.
I shall watch for you.
Yes? Roots guide you home, stranger.
Orwenga. This place was likely beautiful, once. Now, look at it. Orwenga narrows her eyes in the direction of the Nerubians. For a moment, you think she is preparing to pounce. Orwenga. black blood exposure has the power to distort and shift one's mind into a realm beyond our eyes. The unseeming. As for what lurks there, if you need more incentive to help me stop this corruption, let it be the monsters the black blood could unleash on our world. And if you're still not convinced, find a pool of the ooze to swim in. See for yourself if you enjoy what you discover the deeper you go into the unseeming.
Hanan. Hanan tries to ignore you, but at last he squirms at your attention. Do not speak to me. Please. I am here to help Orwinga. That is all. You should just forget you ever saw us. Hanan. The Haranir glares at you. This is none of your concern.
Here in the center of all of this corruption, I hear something calling to me. It pounds in my head like a drum. I cannot just ignore it.
I need to target something first.
The Nerubians must have something on them to cleanse their minds after such direct proximity to the black blood. A tuning crystal? Fascinating. Though I cannot say I'm too impressed with the solution. They brought this problem upon themselves, after all. The path of dissonance. Hanan is correct only in that my presence here is not strictly allowed. But this corruption echoes in my mind, like a disruptive chord in the otherwise pure song of the world. Like a cry for help. I must heed that call. I must follow the dissonance to its source and find the heart of it, so that I may discover how to cleanse it. Join me. Meet Orwinga and Hanan outside the Salian Gutters cave.
Are you lost, Yodar?
You must be the help our mutual friends sent. Welcome to the Silken Ward.
We shall rise.
The voice of the people. As you might have heard, things haven't gone as intended for the citizens of the Silken Ward. The Pale Weave Lashers have been keeping a tight grasp on the citizens. I wasn't able to find much before an Ascended kicked me out for snooping around. You are a fresh face. Go around the Silken Ward and speak to the citizens, see if you can find a way to help them. Also seek out Alchemist Talbax. I heard his name spoken a few times. He could be a useful contact. Speak with 3 Silken Ward citizens.
We protect you. The weave has delivered a customer.
Worker Yarelash. The Pale Weave Lashers pushing us harder isn't going to make building the Silken Ward any quicker. No rest for the weary, eh? Worker Yarelash. The Pale Weave Lashers are working us too hard. The Silken Ward was supposed to be a new home for us, but things are just as strict as the capital. It feels more like a military camp than a home. They even dumped Alchemist Talbax's potions down the gorge. Are we not even allowed to make use of our own supplies?
Return for more!
That was regrettable.
An overcrawler.
Teacher's ass rush. How can they expect me to teach the younglings when they change what I teach at the whims of the others? Their lack of understanding will lead us to ruin. Teacher's ass rush. Lies. I came here to teach the younger generation, but I can't teach them the real history. The education the Queen demands can hardly be called that. And they call this history? What history is worth learning about when it must be upheld up by convenient lies?
We shall rise. Skills preserve us.
Priest
Who are you?
Morozek. The Pale Weave Lashers hold all the power in the Silken Ward. Everything follows the whims of the Queen. Priest Morozek. Things are worse in the Silken Ward than in the capital. Any practice not approved by the Queen is met with subjugation. Even what is considered unlawful can change day to day. The Pale Weave Lashers were fine with alchemist Talbak setting up shop in the market one day, the next day his whole supply is down the cliffs. And what can he do? Any resistance and you might disappear. He wouldn't be the first.
Farewell, then. State your purpose.
So you have heard about my recent troubles, friend. You may be able to help.
As the Queen wills.
Collecting a concoction. The pale weave lashers did indeed throw my alchemical supply down the cliffside. The potions will give the citizens of the Silken Ward the edge they need to rise up. I need someone to go down the Whispering Cliffs and collect any bottles that haven't broken open. I would go myself, but the Cobbies have made the area a hunting ground and I'm no fighter. This would be a simple task for one such as yourself, Ed. Collect 8 bright shade potions in the Whispering Cliffs.
For as commit.
too far away.
Are you lost in the dark?
The Kabis are beyond a nuisance. I need to get my bright shade potions back.
Kahet is Korvan.
I hope you got my bright shade potions, Ed. Without them I've got nothing left.
Weave protect you.
A nudge in the right direction. Wonderful, wonderful. Now that we have recovered my bright shade potions, I want you to go around the Silken Ward and show them off. This will draw the ire of the Pale Weave Lashers, I'm sure, but I want to show the populace that we don't need to live under their thumb. With a little aggressive motivation we can strike out on our own. Yes, yes, this will do. Go around the Silken Ward and kill Pale Weave Lashers. My potions will provide an extra kick the citizens will certainly love.
Watch where you wander.
I do not have a target.
The potions work wonders, don't they?
As the Queen wills.
The fruits of our labor. You put on quite the show, yes. The orders are already coming in. The citizens can't wait to get their mandibles on the potions. I have one final task for you. I want you to take these latest orders and deliver them. You will accept, yes. The citizens are stirring. Now is the time to show the Pale Weave Lashers what we can do. If any try and stop you, you know what to do. Deliver 3 bright shade potions to Silken Ward citizens.
Watch where you wander. Fascinating.
Priest Morozek. When I saw the display earlier, I knew I needed one of these potions. I need that extra push to stand up to the Pale Weave Lashers.
Farewell, then. What brought you here?
Teacher's ass rush. My students found the earlier display rather inspiring. If I can inspire them to stand up for themselves, I will see myself as a successful teacher.
We shall rise.
Worker
Relish my
Yarelash.
vendibles.
The Pale Weave Lashers have been all over our spinnerets building this new ward. They respect strength and I intend to show it to them. A few potions will go a long way.
Most appreciated, Overcrawler. I see you see my wares.
Skiers preserve us. Who are you?
Well done, friend. The citizens have all they need to overcome the Pale Weave Lashers.
Kahet is Konva.
What is it? Farewell, then.
The roots brought us both here.
Orwanga. I need to find the heart of this harvesting operation. Then I can determine how to put a stop to it. And a little destruction along the way would not be a bad idea.
Let nature take its course.
Orwanga gives a concerned glance toward the cave. When he agreed to come with me, I was supposed to watch over him. Make sure nothing bad happened.
May you lend your song to hers.
Resounding repercussions. I did not mean for. Orwanga's eyes narrow. Fetch him, Deiaji. You were exposed to the black blood, too. But Hanan took most of it. He has entered the unseeming, his mind shifted to a realm beyond our eyes through exposure to the black blood. You may need to join him, however far in he ventured, to retrieve him. I will activate the Nerubian cleansing instrument for when you return. Do not lose yourself in that altered state. Retrieve Hanan from the abandoned harvest site inside the cave.
Do not fear the dark.
Yes?
Hanan. What's happening? My head, everything hurts. I can't think, I'm seeing things. Is this the dissonance Orwanga feels down here?
Roots guide you home, stranger. What is it?
My head. It hurts. Everything feels so cloudy and... Help, please.
Farewell, then.
Enemies abound. Hanan is barely responsive and less corporeal than he should be, lost deeper in the unseeming than you. Some of the canisters exploded. Then the spiders appeared. Kill the spiders. Find and kill the spiders.
Roots guide you home, stranger.
I am out of range.
speak to me. May you lend your song to hers.
I have noticed you seem good at surviving challenging tasks. I will remember this about you.
Do not fear the dark.
Song of Restoring. Orwanga looks relieved at the sight of Hanan, but does not seem dissuaded from her task. I cannot say I am surprised at what you found in that cave. Nerubians stuck in the unseeming, trapped in a realm of monsters and madness. I would pity them, but they sought this out. You, however, need to shift back before the influence of the black blood becomes too strong on your mind. Use the harmonizing instrument.
Wild guide you will.
Yes?
Hanan. I felt so paranoid in the unseeming. So isolated. Like drowning, but it was darkness that was suffocating me, unspeakable horrors all around. I am not like you two. I can't just rush headfirst into danger. I prefer using my abilities to help things grow. But you have my thanks for pulling me out of that, stranger.
Farewell then.
She can't keep running off like this. The rest of us followed her here against our better judgment, I might add, but we never agreed to. Hanan sighs. No, we knew exactly what we were getting into with her. And the consequences.
Roots guide you home.
Leave no
stranger.
trace. I need to go make sure she's alright. What I saw in that cave. If she's more sensitive to this. Hanan nearly growls. But she's making a mess out here, drawing attention and leaving a trail leading outsiders right to her. Right to us. We're supposed to be subtle. Unseen. Keep to the brush, hide in our other forms as much as possible. I hate to ask this of you, but can you use my scythe to take care of the evidence while I check on her? Collect 10 magic traces into Hanan's scythe.
Farewell then.
You have found me.
Orwenga. My head spins with the echoes of this dissonance. Such a grave threat to the roots. Orwenga cuts herself off with a growl.
I shall watch for you.
Hanan. I hate seeing Orwenga in such distress. But I don't know how to get through to her. She thinks she has to do everything herself. She sees that corruption out there as her responsibility. Her burden. But we're not prepared to take this on. We're not even supposed to be here. Hanan. We cannot allow the traces of Orwenga's magic to linger here. It could reveal our very existence. We are forbidden from interacting with outsiders. What we are doing here, it is. I cannot explain more. Please, try to accept that.
Roots guide you home, stranger.
Hanan. I'm still not supposed to. Hanan sighs. It is admirable that Orwenga is so determined to make a difference here. We are called to protect the roots, and the black blood poses a grave threat to them. But I don't see how Orwenga's path can lead to the harmony she seeks. We are forbidden from interacting with strangers, under no uncertain terms. Yet here I am, discussing this with you. It is not right. I just want to regroup back at the wild camp. Be more cautious in our approach. Take our time before rushing into things with no care for who sees us.
Farewell then. Roots guide you home.
It's forbidden for me to talk to outsiders, but you have been helpful. Thank you for aiding me with this burden.
Farewell then.
You hail from above. The world watch over you.
Staunch the flow. Do they even understand what they are doing? Orwenga bares her teeth, practically growling. Destroy as many of those extractors as you can. Shatter the bulbs, snap the limbs, burn the wreckage. We cannot stop them all, not today. But a bit of destruction may temper my rage. Destroy 8 extractors.
Let nature take its course.
Decipher the cacophony. This is far worse than I thought. It's as if they're feeding the corruption. Encouraging it. The dissonance growing louder and louder. Orwenga seems shaken, but not deterred. I can hardly hear anything else. My head is pounding. I need to see how far gone this land truly is. Deiaji. Bring me something from the unseeming. Collect 10 discordant essence from discordant enemies in the unseeming.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
Require a target.
A light of the dark. The image of a purple candle, burning with glorious power, springs unbidden to your mind as you contemplate the decaying filth before you, followed by a faint whisper echoing through your mind, one candle to rule them all, and in its brightness bind them. Bring Janki the candlesmith in Gundar Gez enough coagulated black blood to forge a most unfortunate candle. Collect coagulated black blood and bring it to Janki the Kobold candlesmith in Gundar Gez.
I need to target something first. target something first. I must get closer. I require a target. Belanshi.
So, your path leads you here.
They have already done so much damage. The creatures that once lived here, the earth that once thrived. If we cannot stop them, we will take vengeance for that which they've destroyed beyond repair.
May you lend your song to hers. Let nature take its course.
What have the Nerubians done to this place?
The world watch over you.
This is wrong. This is all wrong.
Wild guide you well.
Discordant measures. I cannot stand to look at this any longer. I must act. Deiaji. You have survived the unseeming before. Now we must go there together. I must see it for myself if I am to believe this vile place truly cannot be cleansed. We will kill what we can and search for some sliver of hope that we can still restore this land. Acquire 50 stacks of unseeming shift and collect 3 samples from elite enemies lost in the unseeming. In addition to destroying extractors, you can also acquire unseeming shift by standing in pools of black blood. However, be careful as you will gain stacks quickly by doing so.
I shall watch for you.
What is it? Roots guide you home, stranger.
Harmonious approach. I know I cannot stop Warwinga from going down there and drawing attention to our presence. But, perhaps we could stop word of our presence from spreading. Find whoever is in charge of this harvest site. And, do what is needed to ensure they can't spread the word. Kill Harvest Warden Iskdiluk.
Farewell then.
You have found me.
Warwinga. We must go deeper than this into the unseeming to track my prey. I see no other option beyond exposing ourselves to the black blood.
Do not fear the dark.
I require a target.
So, your path leads you here.
Hanan's concerns are not unfounded. But I cannot simply witness this corruption and make no attempt to root it out.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
Orwaina's voice is low with rage, but you see it is heartbreak shining in her eyes. This place is truly too far gone. There is no fixing what they have done here.
The world watch over you.
Yes? Roots guide you home.
I will admit,
stranger.
I am glad to have had you with us through all of this.
Farewell then.
Game sing.
Ah, so the general has sent out an observer.
We remember all. My strand carries generations of memories.
It's rough to be a bug. Anub'Azal gave his orders. We are the new masters of Rakash. Yet Vix Aaron decided to throw a tantrum and destroy our barn instead. Since this imbecile refuses to follow orders, perhaps you will, Overcrawler. Maybe then we will decide not to kill you for eavesdropping. And recompense, I suppose. Go. We are to restore the stag shell hollows and fill them with swarm beasts. Clean up.
May your destiny weave well.
It's rough to be a bug. Anub'Azal gave his orders. We are the new masters of Rakash. Yet Vix Aaron decided to throw a tantrum and destroy our barn instead. Since this imbecile refuses to follow orders, perhaps you will, Overcrawler. Maybe then we will decide not to kill you for eavesdropping. And recompense, I suppose. Go. We are to restore the stag shell hollows and fill them with swarm beasts. Clean up the barn in Rakash.
Stand before me.
Vix Aaron. Farm labor is beneath me. Vix Aaron. The swarm beasts produce valuable goods. Goods that Anub'Azal requires for the war effort. Our agreement is to allow you a small portion of those resources in exchange for your labor. The majority of the resources will go to Anub'Azal, for the betterment of his Jakehead.
Kahet is Korvan.
Have you come to learn?
Surprisingly, you've proven yourself useful.
Until we tangle again.
Beautification project. A fine enough job, for one of your ilk. If you wish to keep breathing, I suggest you continue to assist us. It may even prove lucrative for you, if you comply. Rakash's former master allowed the stag shells to run feral, and abandoned the hollows to decay. Over time, invasive plants have infested the old stag shell hollows. Find a way to clear them. I don't care how. Clear the stag shell hollow of overgrown plants.
Tread softly, overcrawler.
In kinship, we find purpose.